no mind, girls. Fred, put his things in the wagon. Don't keep him waiting.
Oh, I'm in no hurry. I got all afternoon.
Yeah, well, you're wasting your time. You won't find a girl in this town to marry.
Off her hair, and the next day she was found drowned in a shallow creek. The tragedy of a puppy love triangle.
Tomorrow at 5:30 on Wane TV.
Well, it really is a beautiful evening, and I'm enjoying the donuts myself. In fact, I've got my eye on a few more. But while we're eating donuts down here, let's talk about what the weather's like outside. This evening, Bearfield is reporting mostly clear skies. The temperature tonight, 31 degrees, and that's above normal for this time of the year. The relative humidity is at 78%. Winds are from the northwest tonight at only 9 miles per hour, with the barometer rising at 30.50 inches. Wind chill factor, by the way, is 19 degrees, but we're not complaining. It really is a beautiful night, and the moon is out. As far as today's records, today we had a high temperature popping all the way up to 43 degrees, the early morning low of 29. And we've had no precipitation today, but we've had nearly 7 inches now for the month so far. Let's take a look and see what's going on around Fort Wayne and the tri-state area. We have current temperatures right now reading 31 degrees in Fort Wayne, 27 in South Bend. On down to the southern part of the state, temperatures warm up all the way to 35 down in Evansville. As we check the satellite image, we see clear skies for a bit of northern Indiana and a few high clouds floating around here and there in southern Indiana. But for the most part, it is a gorgeous night around the tri-state area. A little cold, though, in the mid-Atlantic states. In fact, 5,000 acres of peaches have been ruined due to the early warm-up and then this cold spell. As we take a look now this evening at the tri-state radar, we can see just a few sprinkles south. Nothing to worry about for us, though, although it wouldn't be totally out of the question for a flake or two of snow in the northern part of the state. For the rest of the nation, we're looking at not bad weather for the northern plain states. However, as we track on down to the south, you can see a heavy mass of clouds right now. There's a major storm system moving down through Texas and Oklahoma, and it's bringing some pretty heavy snowfall to them. As we check the position of the fronts tonight, we can see that those fronts continue to hang rather stationary, and they are going to affect much of the United States south and east. But for us, not a bad weather day for tomorrow. In fact, we've got some good weather headed our way. The radar this evening shows those storm activities in the mid-Atlantic states and then along through the Gulf states and up through the mid-Atlantic, or rather the Texas and Panhandle area of Oklahoma. But as far as what's up for us, our forecast then calls for a pretty nice day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine, and temperature highs will be in the 30s. For tonight, then, we're looking at a fairly pleasant evening. We'll drop to around 16 degrees for an overnight low. Wednesday, we're looking at sunny skies with a high of 36, and then Wednesday night dropping down to a chilly 17 degrees. On Thursday, still sunny, but a nice day as we climb to 41 degrees. And through the weekend, good news. We're going to find a nice warm up here. In fact, you might want to find your neighborhood coffee and donut shop and find a place to have a late night snack and take a nice little stroll. This is Noy. He's busy making some dough back here. Can I help you? Yeah? I might be able to learn this real fast, and if you guys, all the Wane TV staff, if you hang tight, I'll bring some donuts back to you in about 15 minutes. Think I can make them? Sure. All right, stay there. I'll be back.
Okay, right. Sandy, what is she doing back there now? Look at.
She's getting down her talent there.
I'm afraid she's going to bring us some of the ones back that she's making. Oh. That's what scares me, but who knows? We'll see.
All right.
Well, I don't know what sort of a fiber content donuts have, but we all are aware of the fiber content in many of the foods that we eat. But what is the best form of fiber?
You know about the whys of eating fiber, but Dr. Dina Dell reports on the hows of eating fiber.
You want the best source of fiber? Well, try some of this. Sawdust is actually an excellent source, but you don't have to eat a tree to get it. It's actually already in a lot of breads, behind the nicer sounding name of cellulose. You wouldn't eat it if they called it wood chips, would you? The way fiber works is kind of like a sponge in that it attracts fluids to the inside of your intestines, and that kind of helps things move along. Well, because you can get such highly concentrated sources of fiber these days, for instance, breakfast cereals, and because a lot of people don't drink enough water along with these products, some folks are starting to get into trouble. Cramps and diarrhea are some common symptoms of too much fiber, But doctors at Georgetown University report on a much more serious case. A man who came in with nausea, vomiting, and fever. His abdomen was tender, and x-rays revealed an obstruction in the small bowel. They did surgery and found a pasty mass 45 centimeters long. The verdict? Obstruction by bran cereal. It turns out his doctor had told the man to eat 1 bowl of bran cereal a day for constipation. 10 days later, he was in the operating room getting a bran Bezor removed. So if you want to eat more fiber, do it sensibly, using a variety of natural sources rather than getting it all from one place. Add fiber into your diet gradually, and make sure you get enough fluids. That way, fiber can be your friend, not your foe. I'm Dr. Dean Adele.
Well, coming up in sports, Randy has highlights from the boys' basketball sectionals.
Sandy just told me no donuts for Randy, but we'll find out
no.
if Oklahoma could knock off another #1 team. The answer when we come back.
What could a little more atrazine hurt? Extrazine 2 corn herbicide for a third less atrazine than bicep or lariat.
The closer you look at Jeep Cherokee, Ford Bronco 2, or Chevy S10 Blazer, the better Jeep Cherokee looks. Only Cherokee offers 4 doors. Jeep Cherokee gives you more room, standard seating for 5, more cargo space, more horsepower, and all these savings right now. Before you buy a Ford or Chevy, see your Jeep and Eagle dealer for a really close look at a Jeep Cherokee. See your local Jeep Eagle dealer, where you can expect the best.
Listen, I want to tell everybody. Johnny and I are getting married. But you're so young.
He's taking my baby.
Give him a chance. He works for GTE.
Well, that's a very good company, huh?
My calls always do go through.
And the people there are always very nice and reliable. Good service. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Some incredibly exciting games last night in the boys' sectionals. How about tonight?
We have one fantastic finish, couple of blowouts. Games in the Fort Wayne 1 and 2 sectionals this evening as postseason play really starts to get into full swing. We begin with the final first-round game in Fort Wayne 1, Harding versus Wayne. Harding's Jeff McDougal goes inside. Bad shot, but he'll get the ball back. And sort of a goofy kind of shot, but he makes it, so I guess that makes up for taking a bad shot before. Damian Wilkins for Wayne. The general outside cans the three-pointer. Next time, watch Curtis Collins, number 52 on the break. Get it to Wilkins. This is an Excedrin headache shot. Ouch, he goes down hard. He was hurting, but he stayed in the game because Wilkins tough. Ray Moon for the Hawks will go baseline as he fakes the pass. Nice little shot inside, and we've got us a tough game. It's 57-56. Wayne leads it, less than a minute to go. Harding will get the ball in the corner to Eric Goodwell. What do you do with it? You put up the tray, nothing but net. And that was the difference because Harding wins it 59-57. Second game had Bishop Lures against Fort Wayne Christian. This one, all Lures. Fred Moore, you remember him from Mall State football. He can play a little hoops, too. Gets the steal, gets the score. Not a good night for the Crusaders. Tim Kinsier with the stick back for 2, but they didn't get very many of those kind of baskets there. Brian Simmons cans the tray for Lures. The final from the Coliseum. Lures wins it 77-39. Again, Harding beat Wayne 59-57. Out at South Adams. South Adams beat Adams Central. And Belmont by 1 over Norwell. The East Noble sectional open tonight. East Noble against Lakeland. This is East Noble with the ball. This is Mike Carpenter. No good there, but Nathan Smith is there for the rebound. He puts in a couple. Ben Van Ryn, usually a big scorer for East Noble. He was again tonight. He takes not a well-advised shot there, but he'll get the ball back, and he says, hey, I can make up for this one, too. Gets the layup. Meanwhile, Lakeland not getting too much scoring. Jeff Calhoun with the nice drive, though, dishes it to Mitch Rullison. Hits the bucket, but the final from Kendallville is East Noble wins it by 18. Also, Prairie Heights beat Bethany Christian by 4. And at the Cab, it was Eastside over Garrett by 8, and Angola 3 better than Fremont. Oklahoma tried to knock off the #1 team in the country for the second time in 3 days playing Kansas. This is the kind of night it was for Kansas. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots. 5 shots from within 5 feet, and they just can't make it. Roy Williams goes, what the heck is going on? Skeeter Henry is going on. He's going down the lane for the jam and the foul, and that one was not luck. This time it's Henry all alone. The tomahawk stuff. This time, no, it's not Henry. It's William Davis looking for Mr. French. Yeah, remember Bill Davis gets the slab. The battle from Norman is Oklahoma by 22 over another #1 team. Aubrey loses to LaSalle. They got marched on. It was Xavier beating Arkansas Little Rock by 11. Louisville beat Tulane. NIA District 21 tournament. Indiana Tech beat Tri-State by 3. For the women in their tournament, it was Tri-State over Taylor. And also, Shawnee State beat Defiance in another game out there. And in the NBA tonight, it was Indiana by 5 over Jersey, Detroit by 4 over Houston in overtime, Orlando beat Charlotte, New York 110, Dallas 87, Minnesota beats Washington, Michael Jordan has ho-hum 43, the Bulls beat Milwaukee by 10. Day 13 in lockout 1990 definitely has been unlucky. The owners and players aren't even talking, and there are no plans to meet again. If there's no agreement by Monday, the start of the season's going to be delayed. After 14 years as an assistant, Rod Rust is finally the main man. He's New England's new head coach. At 61, he's already the second oldest head man in the league. Rust, he used to be the defensive coordinator for the Pats. Last year, he was with Pittsburgh. Rust replaces Raymond Berry, who was canned yesterday. Oh, by the way, the NFL's regular season is going to be a week longer the next 2 years. Teams will play 16 games still, but in 17 weeks. So that means each will have a week off during the season. It'll be that way in 1991 as well. Then in 92 and 93, the season goes to 18 weeks. Everybody gets 2 weeks off, and we see even more football. NHL tonight, Washington beat Chicago 4-0. It was St. Louis 4-1 over Buffalo, and Minnesota beat Winnipeg by 5. High school hockey, Northside and Homestead tie, and it was Snyder 11, Northrop 2. More football weekends. Gee, I'm sure all the wives out there are really glad to hear that.
Yay, oh yay. Well, we're back in a moment.
This is Cub Foods' idea of fresh fish. And this is most stores' idea of fresh fish. Theirs is frozen, then shipped to the store where it's defrosted and then labeled fresh. Ours is called Fish in a Flash. It's flown fresh directly from the docks to Cub Foods overnight by Emery Worldwide and gets there sooner. So while we're flying, they're freezing. Fish in a Flash from Cub Foods. And you thought we only offered low prices.
The Bureau of the Census needs part-time and temporary help. Earn extra money while helping our community. Call 422-1263.
Everyone's looking for happiness, but so few seem to really find it. Please join me this week as we examine that search within each one of us.
Join Dr. Kennedy each week for the Coral Ridge Hour with outstanding musical guests and insights on today's leading issues.
I've started from square one, from basically all borrowed money. Then I took that money and used it wisely, and probably determination is the biggest drive I had. Everybody says you can't do it, and that's one thing that I don't like, the word can't.
I feel like Carol Merrill. Joe, this is what you win.
Oh, boy, yes,
if
that's
you
door
pick door
number
number
2.
1. Anyway, well, let's go back out to Sandy, who's at the donut shop. Sandy, what can we expect for tomorrow?
Oh, excuse me, I'm a little bit busy here. Noy kind of shoved me out of the kitchen. He said I needed a lot more training than I was getting here. I'm going to pour coffee for these people, and you might want to start your day tomorrow with coffee and donuts because it really is going to be a very nice morning. We're going to have sunshine once again to start the day, but the temperatures are going to be on the chilly side tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the teens, warming up tomorrow to the upper 30s again. And once again, we're having a great time down here at Tom's Donuts. And Melinda, do I have those donuts done yet that I was helping to make? Okay. Oh, great. Oh, okay, you guys. See what's coming for you? Sprinkles and everything on them.
Oh, boy.
Sprinkles.
Sprinkles on
Yay.
the waistline. Oh, no.
Yay,
No
yay.
matter what that gal does, they put her to work.
I know. Well, finally tonight, you might be tempted to take your cap off to George Huskins of Kokomo, but chances are he's already got one like it.
We're not talking caps like the type you put on your head, but caps like the hubcaps on your car.
As David Barris reports, when your cap's off to George, he keeps it.
Behind this door is a collection that makes George Huskins of Kokomo a big wheel in the world of hubcaps.
How many of these you got? 41,000, a few over.
Huskins' collection is actually his business. He got into it accidentally about 10 years ago. It started when he and his wife would drive around the area picking up hubcaps and keeping them.
One day my son David come in, wanted to know if he could sell them, and I told him yes. And I thought someone wanted to buy them. Well, I come home from work the next morning, I had a sign in my yard that says hubcaps for sale, and it just kept growing and growing and growing.
Keeping track of all the caps is tricky. A sophisticated filing system is firmly rooted in George's mind.
Chevy Impala, 67. Right over here.
Huskins' most expensive cap is this one, a never-used Auburn, which would cost you about $300.